Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Heels and Quads Media here on YouTube. I'm Tommy, and I hope this video finds you well. While you're here, and before we get started, like this video, comment, tell me what you think about collecting vinyl. Is it crazy? Am I throwing money away? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is Spinning Saturday. This is my weekly show where I show you my vinyl haul for the week, as I have gotten a little more serious about my vinyl collecting and I get multiple vinyls every week, so why not do a video on it and kind of boost the channel while Levi is on his paternal leave. So this week I've got 4. I've actually got more, but I'm going to push that back because I've got 3 from one artist. One is not here yet. It was delayed. The person that I bought it from on eBay was having some difficulty shipping it out. So I forgave them, and it will be here in a couple of days. So I'll push that artist back, that three-peat of that artist back, until next Saturday. However, I do have 2 from one artist, not the artist that's coming next week. But this is a band that I grew up kind of like only liking the hits until I actually started listening to the band and realized the hits are a lot more poppy than the album tracks, than the B-sides. This is a band that's prog-ish. This is also a band that seems to tour with REO Speedwagon a lot, who I've seen live. I've never seen this band live, and I kind of have a weird thing about it because I would love to see this band live. I love every member of this band, and it just happens to be that their main singer isn't with them anymore. He does tour on his own with his own band and does his songs and also his solo stuff. But the band is Styx, and the first album I got is 1978's Pieces of 8. I've had their catalog on other forms of media, but I've never had vinyl from Styx. But Pieces of 8, great album. Obviously, Blue Collar Man, love it. Renegade. Everybody knows Renegade. Whenever I hear Renegade, though, I always think of the scene from Billy Madison when he's coming out of the tent with the jeans on his head and carrying the keg over his head. Always cracks me up, but I love that song. Great Wide Hope starts off. It's got that live, like it's supposed to, it's a Styx album, so everything's like a story. It's like one long story. When you listen to Styx and you hear them on the radio, you hear Lady, and you hear Babe, and you hear Mr. Roboto, of course. You hear the hits, and you're like, man, they're really kind of poppy. But then, like, when you listen to the full albums, you're like, man, they're kind of freaking rocking, dude. Like, it's kind of crazy, like, the difference in the tones. Like, you can tell what's going to be a single and what's going to be, more of an album track. And I tend to lean more towards non-singles, but I do appreciate, obviously, good pop songs. Like on our Guilty Pleasures video, if you haven't seen that, check that out. I talk a lot about some poppier songs that I enjoy. And then also from Styx, from 1980, Paradise Theater. Another kind of, I don't even want to say concept album, because like Styx, like I said, it seems like every album is one story, but it all flows together. It's very that prog vibe, like a Rush record. I'm not comparing Styx to Rush. Don't come after me on that one. This one has Too Much Time on My Hands, and if anybody's seen the Jimmy Fallon parody with Paul Rudd, it's a great video, and they nail it. The Best of Times. Which is so weird because that song, it seems like it constantly pops. Like it starts off and then it ends side one and then it kind of ends the record. Like how that all flows. These are history. I'm not trying to sing. Styx, I'm going to end up getting the whole catalog because this band, like I said, they rock. For, a pop rocky band, I'd put them more like closer to a Bon Jovi than what we usually talk about. I did Bon Jovi last week, the new single. Speaking of Bon Jovi, speaking of New Jersey, This is going to complete my 70s/80s run of this artist, currently on tour. Played Las Vegas last night, and as people know anything about this artist, the fans are rabid. I included am one of those, and when he tours, somebody always seems to live stream, and either on forums on Facebook or whatever, just a public stream. Honestly, on Facebook, you can find it every show. And I'm right there watching it either on my phone or my laptop if I'm at work, or if I'm at home, I can cast it to my TV. And I've basically seen every show from this tour, which was postponed briefly due to an illness, but it's the boss, Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska. This album is weird because when I was a kid, I was more partial to like the poppier side of Bruce. And as I've aged, I've kind of, it almost feels like Bruce is closer to 80, but I almost feel like I've aged with him. My taste has changed in music as well as everybody's does. It's like your musical palette, it changes as you age. And I never really understood this album. I mean, I always liked Atlantic City, and I always liked Johnny 99 and State Trooper. But, like, it was just, like, it was so ominous and kind of just, like, borderline depressing. And now as I've gotten older, I've realized that that's kind of like, that's just life. This is a moment in Bruce's life where he was just kind of down and wanted to do something different. It was just him and a 4-track cassette recorder. And, I mean, he does all the instrumentation, all the vocals, and no E Street Band. And this is well before the other band from the 90s, after he kind of disbanded the E Street Band before they got back together after they were inducted in the Hall of Fame. I got this yesterday. I put it on the turntable, which I had to work, so it was late. And it was after I watched the Vegas show. Part of it I watched at work, and then when I got home, I finished it. But I put this on, and it was probably close to 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's still spring break, so the kids, I'm not worried about keeping anybody up. And it's not like I had it full blast. This isn't an album that I'm just going to blast through the house. You know, this is even one you might listen to with headphones on if you've never heard it, or earbuds, or AirPods, however you rock the music. But, you know, you kind of keep this just chill. You're not trying to rock out to Nebraska. Man, just listening to it on vinyl, and I mean, I've heard this album 100 times at least, but listening to it on vinyl for the first time all the way through, and I was just like, this is amazing. Like, I never really got it until, I mean, I like the songs, but as an album, and listening to it, like I said last night, I just kind of put it all together, and I was like, this is a really, really good record. I know that Rolling Stone has it, and I know how people feel about Rolling Stone magazine and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all that. But that aside, they do have this ranked as number 150 of the 500 greatest albums of all time. You know what? They're probably spot on. It's not my favorite Bruce record by any stretch of the imagination. I would put probably 5 others ahead of this. But I'm going to do Bruce ranking soon. I might end up actually doing Bruce before I do Bon Jovi because I've got so much time. I've got to get Van Halen done. But I've got so much time before I rank Bon Jovi because of the new album. I'm going to wait until... So I'm going to do Springsteen next. But that's going to be difficult because he has such a vast catalog and it's so different. Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska. If you don't have it in your collection, get it. If you've never heard this album, stream it if you need to. But listen to this record and tell me that I'm wrong and tell me that this isn't a fantastic musical masterpiece. Alright, and finally, I'm wearing a Kiss shirt. This album just happened to have an anniversary this past week. March 15th, 1975. The third album from the hottest band in the world, Kiss, was released. Kiss, Dressed to Kill. Not a great copy. Just wanted it for my collection. Because I just want to get them all And then eventually, when my kids move out and they're on their own and I can afford expensive copies like all of you Kiss fans out there, I will be more than happy to upgrade. But for now, this is good enough for me. It sounds great. It looks great. The vinyl looks great. Sounds great. And the person I bought it from on eBay even included, let me see if I can get it in frame here, the photocopy of the hype sticker from the record, which is, I mean, it's fun. That's a fun little throw in, you know. It's not like he even said photocopy. He wasn't trying to pass it off as a original or anything. And I thought that was a cool little add in, you know, as long as you're not trying to rip somebody off and tell them it's an original. And I got this for, I think I paid $8 for this, so whatever. And like I said, I mean, but it is a first pressing. It's got the blue Humphrey Bogart Casablanca label. It's great, man. Two of my favorite Kiss songs of all time are on here that aren't Rock and Roll All Night. She, and of course Love Her All I Can. Those are great rockin' songs. Two-Timer, I think it's an underrated song. I honestly even kind of like Ladies in Waiting. My youngest was cracking up because he heard a couple of the lines of the song and he's like, you can't say that anymore. And he's probably right. Room Service has grown on me. I liked it when I was a teenager and then I kind of grew out of it, but maybe it was just because I heard it so much. But I'd never noticed it because I'd only had this on CD before. I never really noticed the delays in between songs, like the long, because this album's less than 30 minutes long. It's like 29:34 or something like that. But the long delays on the vinyl, it's so weird to have, like, but if you put it on and play it, you're just like kind of hanging out. You're not like every 15 minutes you're changing, you know, you'll change the side after 15 minutes. So it's balanced. And it's balanced with the way the track listing on this album is. And I ranked it, number 6? Or no, Destroyer was my 6. Where did I have Dressed to Kill? 5? I don't remember. But, let's see. Well, no, let's figure it out. Maybe 7? Maybe 7. I think I have Destroyer higher than Dressed to Kill. I'm not sure. Go back and watch the Kiss. And if you've seen it, fill me in on where I rank this. But it's well balanced. Rock Bottom inside 1. Rock and Roll Night, of course, inside 2. But yeah, so that's this week's vinyl haul. Little longer video. Probably edit a lot of shit out. Edit that out. We'll be right back. So tune in next week. I'll have 3 from one artist. Not rock. Very pop. Older. Not Elvis. I'll give you that hint. And what else is coming next week? Oh, one of the biggest bands of all time, not Kiss. I've got something coming from one of those bands. I'll give you that hint. And, another rock band from the 70s, not from the US. I've got something from a band of that level. So tune in next week. Go back in the archives. Watch all of the other videos. If you like this video, if you like this content, if you like what I'm doing, if you'd like me to change something, let me know in the comments. I can't adjust and adapt or keep things going the same. Comment, like the video, and if you dislike it, don't dislike it. Don't be that guy or girl. Say it in the comments. Say why you don't like the video. Do you not like my face? Is there something wrong with my face? That's fine if you don't like it. Just let me know. I can't change that, unfortunately, but if it's something that you'd like to see a different format of the show, if you'd like me to play little clips of the songs from the albums that I like, or however, best and worst, kind of like I do with the rankings, let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification. You know, you never know when I'm going to post something. I try to do at least a few shorts out of every video, so that way, you know, it kind of revs up the views, which they do okay on the shorts, but not great. But I know there's a vinyl community out there because I watch a ton of YouTubers doing their stuff on here, and I love watching people just either go around and collecting, or record store videos, or just people showing what their haul is, or unboxing stuff. So again, tell your friends, tell your enemies, there's a new shirt out. with the new logo that you'll see right up here throughout the videos from now on. This is the permanent logo. I wanted something a little simple. Kind of reminded me of like a record store logo that we'd see on a business card or a neon sign. Or one of those signs that they have in the parking lot, that's kind of telling you where stuff is, in like a plaza or something. But anyways, tell your friends, tell your enemies, and I'll see you next time.